Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a monthly reset video. I can't believe it is already the second to last month of the year. That is just wild. As always, we're gonna go through last month's goals and then talk about our metrics for the month, how we did on all of our social platforms, email, things like that. And then we're gonna go into our November goals and I'm gonna talk a bit more about what that looks like because I have a really big goal on my list for November, which you'll probably see in the title or thumbnail of this video, which is that I'm going to be finally applying to incorporate as an LLC. So I'm really excited. And I'll tell you a bit more about why I'm doing that right now and what brought me to the point in deciding that in that portion of the video. But let's just start with our October goals. So in October, we had a lot of goals and we got quite a few of them done. The first goal was in the client work category, which was to start 2 new client projects in the month of October. Ironically, the projects I thought were going to start didn't end up starting, so I actually started 2 different projects in the month of October, and it was honestly just kind of like a learning lesson for me that even if a client agrees to your proposal and your rates, that does not mean that the project actually starts until you have contract and money in hand. So one of the projects I expected to start didn't start, but I had another one kind of start in its place, so it all worked out. Then for my YouTube channel, I really wanted to post 2 videos per week in the month of October, but I didn't do that. The last 2 months of October, I did post 2 videos per week. This will be my second video for the last week of October, but the first 2 weeks, I think I only posted once, maybe. I think I even missed an entire week of uploads, but we'll see that when we get into the metrics section. Then I wanted to start a long-term brand partnership, which if you've been kind of watching all my videos, I'm sure you have seen that I started working with Magic Mind. So I do have a partnership going on with them, which I'm really excited about because I personally really love Magic Mind. I'm not going to talk about it here though, because I'm sure you guys hear enough of it in my videos, but super excited about that and the challenge that we've been doing on this channel for them. And then I wanted to reach out to creators to collaborate with while I'm in the Northeast in late October, early November, which is for a trip that I'm planning to the Northeast. You'll see down in the personal section. And that trip is now planned. It's going to be in early November. So I did reach out to some creators, but I have not heard back. I definitely have not reached out to enough, and I'm having a really hard time finding creators that feel like they kind of match my niche or my community, at least somewhat, as well as aren't so large that they're never going to respond to me. So I'm kind of struggling to find that balance, but I have a few other ones in mind that I still want to reach out to before the end of the month and before I go up there, but I have started reaching out to creators. I just haven't secured anyone to actually meet up with. And in all honesty, I think I've only reached out to like 2 people. So, and I should probably reach out more than one time and just by email because some people are, not great at checking their email. So I might hit up like Instagram DMs and stuff like that in the future. Then the next one is my brand goals for the month. So I have on here to send out the community survey and send out my first newsletter, which I am doing. Again, if you guys have been watching my vlogs, I'm doing like a 14-day productivity challenge right now. And I had 3 goals for those 14 days. We're 1 week into the challenge and I've done 1 of the 3 goals. The other 2 are these 2 right here. So I am going to get those done. Like I'm determined to get those done. I'll probably actually spend some time on it tomorrow. And I might also work on it while I'm on the plane next week. Oh no, actually that would be after my 2-week challenge. So now I have to finish it by Wednesday. Today is Thursday. So I have another like 6 days to work on it. But yeah, I'm going to finish that stuff up this weekend ideally and send that out. So those should get marked off, but we shall see. Then personal goals, I wanted to plan my trip to the Northeast, which I did. It is all planned. I wanted to sign up for health insurance, which I did, and I am just so glad and feel so relieved. I have been researching now other potential health insurance options. One of you actually recommended Sidecar to me, which I looked into it, and it's pretty similar to the health insurance that I ended up signing up for, which is kind of like a healthcare sharing program. It's not traditional health insurance, but Sidecar, did I say Sidecare? I don't know. I think it's Sidecar. I don't remember. Sidecar, Sidecare, whatever, they actually have more options for preventative health, which is really important as well with insurance. So I might end up switching to them, but the great thing about both the one I signed up for, which is Christian Healthcare Ministries, and also Sidecar Sidecare, is that they both don't have any set timeline that you have to sign up. You can literally sign up today and you can cancel it tomorrow. So I really like that about it. I don't feel locked into a plan. It's not like I have to only join during open enrollment or like a change of life event or whatever. So that's really nice, and I have plenty of flexibility and time to kind of think it over and decide what I want to do. But I did sign up for something, so I'm really happy. I feel better that I am insured if anything bad was to happen to me. I'm paying, I think, $205 a month if I'm not mistaken, but I'll be talking more about specific finance stuff in my budget video that I'm going to be doing early November, where I'm going to go over all the money I made in October and what I spent and stuff like that. Finally going to bring that series back. It's been way too long, but long story short, I love the insurance I got, excited to learn about others and potentially switch in the future. Who knows? And then last personal thing was to figure out my investment strategy. So although I didn't figure out my investment strategy specifically, and I'm still trying to plan and figure that out, I did, however, figure out my whole entire YNAB. So I re-signed up for YNAB at the beginning of October. So that was 1 full month of using YNAB again, and I really missed YNAB. I'm so glad that I bought it again. So worth the money to me. I love using YNAB, and I set up a whole new structure with my budget and how I'm budgeting my money that is much more focused on paying yourself first, investing in yourself and your business. So I will be talking more about that in my budget video. I'm actually, I guess, doing 2 budget money related videos in November. One is going to be how I set up my budget and like the principles I followed to set it up and how it's setting me up for, future success and investing back into myself and my future, my business, as well as a video talking about, my expenses and income for the month of October. So stay tuned for both of those, but there is still room for improvement when it comes to the investment strategy side. But honestly, I'm starting to realize that I think a big part of my investment strategy is just going to be investing back into my business, which is something I've not been doing. And I'm going to be talking about that later in this video when we talk about forming the LLC. So that is kind of all of my goals for the month. In terms of tactics that I wanted to utilize to achieve these goals, I had on here that I wanted to use YNAB, which I did. I wanted to do phase 1 of 75 hard. I started and ended it within like a few days because I realized that I just have so much stuff going on right now that I couldn't prioritize it. I'm looking forward to doing it in January though. I'm going to be doing, again, I keep saying I'm going to be doing this other video, but I have so many videos I need to make. And now that I have an editor, which you will hear about in a minute, I will actually have more time to edit videos. But so the other video I'm going to be doing is my experience with 75 hard and how it really transformed and completely changed my life and just how I function on a day-to-day. So I'll be doing a video about that. I couldn't recommend it more, honestly. I absolutely loved it, which is why I want to do phase 1, but I just think I need to wait until January to do it because every time I try to do it, just so much stuff comes up, and phase 1 is just a lot more of a time suck than 75 hard was for me, and I just don't have the capacity right now. The next one was to track the money made each day in Notion, which I have been doing. So every day I just add up how much money I made, take all of my jobs I did, how many hours I worked, multiply by that job's exact rate, and then put all that money into my Notion to track how much I made for the day. And then I add all of that up for the week and put it at the top of my week. And then the next week I have kind of a reference point of what did I make last week, what I want to, work on for this week. And it really helps me because with freelancing, things fluctuate a lot and the amount of money I make fluctuates a lot. There's a lot of jobs and things that I do that literally make no money. I have to do a lot of intro calls and things like that sometimes just don't have any, monetary value associated with it, or tasks that I'm doing that aren't, part of my hourly rate. There's just things that I do that don't make money. So sometimes it'll feel like I worked a 9-hour day and I realized I only made like $50 and I'm like, whoa, got to figure that out because that's a problem. So it's that kind of stuff that really just helps me figure out what I'm prioritizing and, see where I need to shift and adjust. So 12-week year updates, I did go in and update my 12-week year and I just haven't been specifically utilizing it. I think I have too much going on when it comes to planning. I have this monthly plan, which honestly worked great for me in October. I just kept coming back and referencing it to make sure I was on track, and I pulled things out of this and put it on my weekly to-do list each week in Notion. So I really think that this is just working great for me. 12-week year, I do really like, but again, it almost feels like a challenge. Like I need to put my all into it. And I just feel like there's too many moving parts right now with my freelancing and, my business and my brand and everything. I just don't have the capacity to really put a ton of effort towards a challenge right now. And that's kind of how the 12-week year feels for me. And then the Best Self Planner, I did start utilizing it and then completely dropped off as well. Notion just is working best for me right now. Things are going to change though, which you'll see in my November goals in terms of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis and what I'm focusing on, because I am planning on trying to offload some of my work and find people who can help me or that I can outsource specific work to, so that I have more time to do, other parts of the business that are really important to continue to grow it. So my day-to-day might change and I might have more time for things like that, and it might make more sense for me to utilize one of those tactics in the future. But for now, I started them, tried them, and it wasn't working. So, this is just a reminder to you that if you're trying a tactic that someone else suggests for you and it's just not working, it's not sticking, then don't be so hard on yourself. Just let it go, it just might not be the right tactic for you. So, I tried some things, they didn't work. YNAB seems to be working great for me. Money Made Each Day in Notion's working great. Having this monthly goal sheet right here to look at every Sunday when I do my weekly planning, and then just planning everything in Notion is working great for me. So I'm just going to keep using the systems that are working and not, what's the phrase? I don't know, something about a horse with a stick. I don't know what it is. Okay. Let's jump into our metrics for October. So if we look at our metric tracker, this will be updated as of today, October 27th. So there is 4 more days left of the month. So it's not a direct comparison month to month from other months, but it's going to give us a good idea of how my month was. So in October, I did post so far 5 videos. This video right now will be the 6th video. So I guess what that means is I posted 1 video in week 1, 1 video in week 2, and then 2 videos in week 3 and 2 in week 4. To get to 6. The goal would be 8 every week. You can see how much better I was last year. Wow, that is crazy. I was literally posting 8 to 9 videos almost every single month. January and February I fell off and then jumped back up, and then that's when I moved. That's why. Ever since I moved, I've just been off of my game. So hopefully this will bring things back. But I also have been freelancing a lot more, so I've had less time. YouTube subscribers, we are at, as of today, 3,444 people in the community, which is up about 150 people from last month. So 150 a month, which is about, in the month before I had gone up 250. So we're slowing down, which makes sense because all the CNN interview quiet quitting stuff is chilled out, which I'm happy about, and ready to just kind of get back to normal and have the new people in the community and just get back to our regularly scheduled programming. But views on YouTube about 13,000 right now, which is a little bit below last month, but once the month finishes out, I think we're going to end about the same amount of views, maybe a bit more, which I would think since we posted a lot more videos. But also September had a lot of continual push from all of the interviews and stuff that was still bringing traffic to my channel. That is now definitely, for the most part, fully slowed down. YouTube AdSense, I've made $136 as of today, but that is 2 days lagging actually. So it's as of the 25th. So we'll have a whole nother 6 days of AdSense that will come in. So we'll probably be pretty close to September. I didn't post it all on Instagram, but we are at 351 followers on Instagram. So there's been people kind of trickling over from YouTube over to Instagram to join me on Instagram. Facebook, I haven't been messing with, so no posts, no new members. I really feel bad. I say it every month. I feel bad about the Facebook group, but it's something I try to post on. And when I do, no one really interacts with it. I think it's just not really the best platform for what I want it to be for. So I had someone actually suggest that we consider making a Discord in our community, and I think that would actually be really great because I think people are, personally I am intimidated by Facebook. It feels a lot more uncomfortable to comment and post. It feels more dramatic, whereas Discord feels a lot more casual and chill. So I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Would you guys want a Discord? Do you guys just want to wait until I have an entire, community or Patreon or something? I don't really know. I want some type of community aspect and part of it that would be potentially free. I don't want to only have a paid community, but in the future I am looking to do some type of more structured paid community challenge type of thing. But for now, what do you guys want to use? If you want nothing, that's fine too. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would be cool to have something and some way to continuously stay in contact and hold each other accountable on a weekly basis. And then email subscribers, for some strange reason, has been the thing I've seen the most growth in this month. So I've had a whole nother 30 people join my email list in the past month, which is amazing. I think that's the best growth I've ever had in 1 month. So I've gotten more growth in the past month than I did even during the whole interview CNN quiet quitting stuff. So that's awesome, which is why I'm so pumped to launch my newsletter, and I need to actually launch it. So again, It'll be coming. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, it'll be down in the description box, a place for you to sign up so you can get the first edition of it. Maybe it's also because I've talked about that I'm going to put the first edition out, so maybe more people have signed up through that. I don't know. I should look at the metrics behind it and see where those signups are coming from. Maybe that's something we can do more of in future videos. If you guys want to see like more analytics behind the metrics, let me know, because I love talking about metrics. I just bring all the numbers over for you guys and then show them to you afterwards. But if you want to see more of that, tell me in the comments. Okay, let's finish this out. Let's look at our monthly goals for November. I am so excited for November because I'm really focusing a lot on my business in November. And in terms of my business, what I mean is literally my freelancing, my YouTube channel, and my brand, all of the above, but the header for those is what I'm calling my business. So I'm going to be applying for an LLC in November. That is my goal. I want to form an LLC. And the reason for that is because I really want to open up a business bank account. And I know I could just have a separate personal bank account, but I really like the idea of starting to take my business extremely seriously. And I think forming an LLC is really going to help with that. I have also considered, I need to do a bit more research, because I have considered waiting until January to form the LLC, just so that, this year and this tax year is a little bit less confusing and it just keeps things simpler. I don't want to make things too complicated and then already in April I have to, hire a tax professional to help me. I'd like to keep it simple. So I need to do a bit more research, but I'm 90% sure I'm going to be forming the LLC. You can find out next month what I did or not, or watch the vlogs. But the reason though that I want to do this and open the business bank account is because I really want to segment in my mind the money that is coming in. I have this issue right now where all the money that comes in, I just immediately am like, okay, it's me and Oliver's money. We need to like put it towards this or do that, or, save it for this, or pay off this debt, or, I'm just rush to use the money for all of these personal family related expenses, which is not a bad thing by any means. But I also know that if I took some of that money and invested it back into the business, I could actually grow the business faster, grow the business more, and have more money to put towards the family personal expenses and savings buckets that I want to start saving for. So I want to be strategic about where I'm putting my money and not just willy-nilly looking at it like an employee mindset and being like, oh, my paycheck came in, gotta put it towards all this stuff and start saving money. There's a lot of things that I really have wanted to invest in with my business and wanted to actually put time and money into, and I haven't done that because I've been prioritizing my personal expenses. And if you guys have been around for a while, you'll know that we personally have been struggling with money and finances for a while, just because we didn't have cash flow, we didn't have money coming in. So of course we were using our savings and things like that, but we're finally now catching up. Again, I'm going to talk more details in the budget video, but we're catching up, and I want to start actually making sure that we think about where the money that comes into the business goes. And that's mainly because I want to start outsourcing help for freelance projects and for editing on YouTube. And the only way to do that is to use money. So that is kind of my reasoning for all of that, as well as, I've had a goal for a really long time to invest in a better camera. I love this camera to death though, don't get me wrong, but it's not the best quality for, sit down style videos. So at some point I do want to invest in a better camera, and it's something I'm going to have to save up for. I'm not going to be able to just, drop $1,000 on a camera in one day. Although that's a lot of days what I feel like doing. I'm just not going to do that. So anyways, those are my two main goals for my business, is to apply for the LLC, form the LLC, and open a business bank account. And then I want to pay our Q3 taxes, because I had not paid our Q3 taxes because we literally had no money. So I had literally used the money that should have gone straight to the IRS for my freelance work, and I had been using it to pay bills because we had no money, and I didn't want to, go into debt on a credit card. So I do need to pay the Q3 taxes. We do have like the $1,500 set aside now, so I just need to send that over in November. I just kind of wanted to give myself like another 2 weeks to get our rent in for November, and then once rent's in and we've kind of leveled out, and then I'm going to pay those Q3 taxes. And then I want to create a synergy map for my business and my brand. Maybe this is something I could do a whole video about if you guys are interested, but I'm really excited about this concept. I learned about it recently, and the concept of a synergy map is exactly how my brain thinks. I'll pop one up here on the screen for you guys so you can kind of see what it looks like, but I definitely think it would help me in terms of strategizing what to do with my brand and business, and how to position myself on YouTube or social media, or what paid products I eventually want to invest time and money into. I want to be more strategic about that and start thinking like an entrepreneur, thinking like a business owner, and making sure I'm making the right decisions for the future of the business as well as for myself. So moving into freelancing, I want to close 2 of 3 new clients that are currently in negotiation. So I just got 3 referrals that came in very recently, and I am currently negotiating with all 3 of them. And I really want to close at least 2 of those potential clients in November and hopefully get them started. So that is my goal with freelancing. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I outsource help on my freelance projects, because honestly, right now I'm already strapped for time. I could use another, 10 to 20 hours a week that I could put into work. I just get really burnt out. I'm doing way too much. But, if I can find ways to outsource some of the work that I don't need to be doing myself, that's really going to help me out and really is going to be the only way I can close 2 more clients and start working with 2 more clients, because none of my old clients are closing out. It's not like I'm, stopping working with some clients and going to start with 2 new ones. I actually just started 2 new projects this past month. Very small projects, nothing crazy, but these 2 new clients would be much larger scale projects. So I really am going to need help. And then I want to request testimonials from past and current clients. I have not been good about doing that, and it's definitely something I want to do. I've done it very well with my coaching and consulting work that I've done through my YouTube channel and anyone I've worked with on here, but I have not done a great job of asking the people I freelance for. That's kind of more in my personal referral type network. I need to be more strategic about asking for testimonials, because it's going to be really important when one day I want to, put up an actual website for the services that I offer. It's going to be extremely important that I have those testimonials, as well as, a portfolio of the work I've done. So that's actually probably another good point of something I should add on here, is to start keeping project work for future portfolio. That's probably written really poorly. I don't even know how I want to do that yet, but I just want to get that in my head that I want to start maybe, taking screen recordings, because there's projects that I work on where, I do some work, and then for solopreneurs, they might go change things up afterwards. Like I have a website that I've worked on a lot, and, the owner of the website makes changes all the time. So the website I built doesn't look like how it did when I initially built it. Actually, I might have a screen recording of it that I actually sent her right after I finished. That would be great. But point is, I want to look into kind of how I should keep track of that stuff and start actually doing that and saving that somewhere on my computer. Okay, moving into the YouTube channel, because I'm taking way too long and I have a lot of goals. I want to post 2 videos per week. That is my goal in November. I'm going to actually do it. We're going to post 2 videos per week in November, and the only reason we're going to be able to do that is because Alice is coming on board to help me. I will link her channel down below. I've known Alice through YouTube for quite a few years. Back when I was in college, I think I initially found her channel, and we've just kind of kept in touch on YouTube ever since. And we just did our first I guess we did a Google Meet, not a Zoom, but our first Google Meet the other day, and finally met face to face. But it was so cool, even though I felt like I already knew her just from watching her content. But I'm really excited to start working with her, and she is super creative and super great at editing. So hopefully the quality of our videos are going to increase a lot now that Alice is involved, because we all know I'm the most lazy editor in the whole world. So like I said before, I want to collaborate or meet up with one creator while I'm in the Northeast. So that's just kind of my last month's goal was to reach out to creators. November's goal is I actually meet up with someone. And then I want to find a sponsorship for the end of November. I want to start being strategic about my sponsorships as well, and brand deals, and actually trying to plan to have brand deals and sponsorships so I know I have consistent income coming in from a YouTube channel. I think I'm at the point now where that's very realistic, and if I'm posting 8 videos a month, then having a sponsorship or a brand deal here and there isn't a huge deal, hopefully. And I hope you guys don't mind at all, and I really appreciate you supporting me through those sponsorships and brand deals, because it does mean I can make more content, especially now when, I'm not making a ton of money through AdSense. You guys saw I made $160 last month. So I really do need that extra income to then be able to pay someone like Alice to help me edit videos so I can get more content out, because I have time and bandwidth and emotional energy to record videos. I love this part, but everything past that, it gets too much when I have all this other freelance work going on. So appreciate your support. So for my brand, I want to do interviews from the community survey. So I talked about this in a vlog the other day. It was actually my last video that I had this concept that I want to actually, within the community survey I've already been planning on doing, I want to ask you guys what projects you're personally working on, what your side hustle, your business idea is, anything that you're working on that you're creating on your own. I want to know what that is, learn more about it, and then I want to interview some of you and do a video kind of showcasing what you guys are working on. I think that would be so fun to just see all the different things that people are doing in this community and just share it for everyone to see. So Again, look out for that community survey. I will be posting it here, but if you want to make sure you get it, then sign up for the newsletter because it's going to go out with that first newsletter that I put out next week. So yeah, I'm super, super pumped to get to talk with some of you guys and do a video on that, hopefully. Then I want to create a landing page for my coaching sessions. I have like a very general note down in my description that, if you want YouTube consulting or financial budgeting consultations, or if you want just general life coaching about figuring out your game plan to leave your 9-to-5 or, do something else, actually pursue your business idea, things like that. I have like this super general statement, like email me, which, I've gotten a few clients through that and a few of you that I've worked with from that line, but I want to have a more formalized landing page where people can learn more about exactly what that would look like, what those services would be, and then, actually have the ability for you guys to go in there and schedule a session with me whenever you want, instead of it being this less formal thing where it's a lot more barrier to entry to go email me and then I have to, email back, and it's like this back and forth thing. So I think that would be great to have a spot for you guys to just go book a call whenever you want and get that figured out. So that is a goal I have for November. And then I want to put out newsletters number 2 and 3 in November because I want to be doing bi-weekly newsletters, or maybe like on the 15th and 30th of each month or something like that. Personal goals, I want to relax some on my Northeast trip. I already know that I'm going to end up working a lot on that trip, but this is just my reminder to take some time off, actually enjoy my trip. A lot of my friends are going to be working while I'm there because I'm visiting like 3 different friends in DC, right outside of Philly and Jersey, and then in New York City. So they're going to be working during that. So there's going to be times where, I'll have time to work because they're working, but there's also going to be times that they're not working. And I want to make sure I spend time with my friends and I don't get so, bent out of shape with my work that I don't spend time with them. So I do need to talk with my clients and let them know that I will be leaving and that, I might not be working as much as normal, but also, want to make sure I'm prioritizing work that needs to get done as well. So that's just a reminder for me to actually enjoy my trip a little bit. Then I want to go to the dentist in November. I did go to the gynecologist in October, which is something that I think I talked about in my last one, that I wanted to go to, a gynecologist because I hadn't gone. And this month I want to prioritize getting set up at a dentist and going for a cleaning and x-rays and all that stuff. So that is what I want to do in November because it's been probably 2 years since I've been to the dentist. And then I want to figure out my investment strategy because I didn't get that done in October. Then for tactics, I'm just going to stick with the 2 tactics that work for me. I already have a very, very consistent schedule with like planning every Sunday night and then using Notion throughout the week. So I guess I could use that Notion for monthly/weekly planning, Sunday evening planning. I guess I'll add those on, but those 2 are things I've consistently done for a really long time. Then I just want to continue putting how much money I make each day in Notion and tracking that, as well as using YNAB because that's working great for me. There's definitely going to be a lot of changes in December if I get the LLC set up and a business bank account and all of that. So stay tuned for what those systems type changes are coming at the end of the year and into early 2023. But yeah, that is all of my goals for November. That is my accomplishments in October. I've been just feeling really good and really grateful for all the work I have and just everything I've been doing. It just feels like things are just a lot more calm. I have days that are really hard and really stressful and I have a lot of work to do, and I have times where I start to feel burnt out, but I was just thinking about it the other day, because there's times where it just feels like, oh man, wouldn't it just be easier to like go to some 9-to-5 job and get paid the same amount every week and blah, blah, blah. It just seems a lot more simple than having to deal with all of this stuff. But then I just remember how I felt at my 9-to-5, and how stressed I was. I had a comment the other day on one of my old videos. Someone was talking about how their eye always twitches and was twitching all the time when they were in their job. And then once they quit, their eye stopped twitching. And I remembered that my eyebrow used to twitch all the time in my 9-to-5. I remember being in calls and my eye or my eyebrow would start twitching in the Zoom call. And I like couldn't focus because I kept twitching. And I realized that it doesn't do that anymore, which made me realize that I was just really stressed and it was from the job because all of that has stopped and I hadn't even put that together. So, anytime I start to, feel overwhelmed or stressed about everything I'm doing, I just remind myself that, stress is normal. It's a normal response to what's going on, but I am not misaligned anymore. So I don't feel so stressed and so misaligned that my body is, basically breaking down in front of me. I'm not having all the crazy issues that I was having when I was still in my 9 to 5, which is just what I have to tell myself anytime I'm stressed, which is why I always say it takes time to be able to listen to yourself and figure out, which of your feelings are, valid and worth listening to and which aren't. But something that will never fail to disappoint you is if you listen to the ways your body is talking to you. And my body was telling me to get out of that job. My body now is not telling me that. My body is just maybe tired because I am not sleeping as much as I should because I'm working a little bit too hard, but it's because I enjoy it and I'm excited to work. I'm not dreading it anymore. I genuinely feel much more relaxed throughout the day, even though I, have work I need to get done. I'm enjoying it so much more than I was in my 9 to 5. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for being here, for watching, for supporting. I love this channel so much and I will always continue to love making videos on here, but that is all I have for you guys in this month's monthly reset. Let me know in the comments down below what your top goals are for the month of November. We have 2 months left of the year, so we want to finish out strong and also enjoy the holidays coming up. I love Thanksgiving. I think it's my #1 holiday. So I'm pumped for November, and Thanksgiving always lands right around Oliver's birthday. So it's usually a fun week for us. He'll have some time off. I'm going to be up in the Northeast. So this is going to be kind of a weird month of trying to balance getting a lot of work done because I obviously have a lot of goals when it comes to my business, but also relaxing a lot and enjoying time with family and, celebrating Thanksgiving and Oliver's birthday. So I think it's going to be fun. I didn't even put any of those down on the personal things, but I guess because they're just a given, like obviously I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving. But one thing I will say is that I do plan on cooking a whole Thanksgiving dinner here, even though we will go to, different families' houses for Thanksgiving. So maybe I'll do like a double Thanksgiving. I kind of want to just cook our own Thanksgiving because I loved cooking it the past 2 years up in DC because we didn't come back down to see family in Florida. But anyways, I digress. I'll let you guys go. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week, and let's all have a great November together. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.